What's going on, folks? Blessings and favor. It's your boy Jarrell, the Griot, host of your new favorite show, OurCinema. And you know, here on OurCinema, we're going to get into some prominent black films. We're going to get into some unsung gems that we might not have heard of, but we might have and don't remember. You never know, but we're going to get into them anyway. We're going to talk about the movie in our segment, Let's Talk About It. We're going to talk about some of our favorite scenes and act right. Man, we even going to bring on a guest and let them prove whether they seen this movie or not. In a game I like to call, You Ain't Seen This Movie. And then we're going to close out with a little bit of For the Culture, where we rate the movie on the For the Culture meter. I mean, it is what it is, man. We're going to make it do what it do. But, you know, it's way easier to just show you than tell you. So once again, you ready? I'm ready. Let's go. Tell them what it is, man.
Throughout time, we've made our way in history. Yeah. Creative minds showing you how it's supposed to be.
Come on.
It's classic.
Sing it.
Ooh, yeah. Talk about it.
Talk about it.
You know it's all about spreading love through our songs. Our cinema. Our cinema. Our cinema. Our cinema. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you know we're going to talk about it. I better have right. You ain't seen this movie. It's for the culture, baby. Okay, folks, so today we're going to be getting into what a lot of people call their favorite 90s film. The 1996 classic. Some will call it a beautiful display of brotherly love. Some will call it an amazing black rom-com. But everybody is going to call it The Wood. Let's talk about it.
Yo, Jay. Wait.
Yo, you the new kid, right?
I'm from North Carolina.
Yo, you play ball, Mike?
I play baseball.
Baseball.
By the way, my name is Mike. Big Mike in the Wood.
Oh, what's the wood?
It's not what you think it is. Nah, it's Inglewood, California. It's where I grew up. Me and my boys. Me, Roland, and Slim.
Hell yeah.
Well, I never thought I'd see the day Roland get married. Man, we got 3 hours till this wedding kicks off, and can't nobody find him.
Tell that fool he could at least face me like a man.
Get back in that car because you marrying Lisa.
Y'all act like you did in high school.
Hey, Mike, I dare you to grab her booty. I will give you $1.
You remember the bet?
You remember the bet, Mike?
No, I remember the bet. Do you remember the bet?
Oh,
I was thinking about all them school dances.
I used to have all the girlies, right?
Oh.
Yeah, you can dance, right? Oh, yeah. I'm like Dance Fever. Wait, let me show you something. All right? Ooh. Ooh, girl, I'm gonna show you something. Watch this. Oh, right now.
I'm getting tired. I think I'm gonna stop.
Y'all just jealous, that's all. Yo, you know what, man? You need to just grow your ass up, man, and handle your responsibility.
Man, I just don't want to be wondering what if.
If he didn't want to get married, he shouldn't have asked.
Lisa, I love you. I want to marry you.
Go away, Roland.
I mean, man, females get way too much power with this, man.
Stop, Slim, stop.
We can make this a physical thing.
I'm not ready.
How long we been going together?
Is it supposed to look like that? What you doing?
You don't think I'm gonna give it up after 1 week?
Wow! I see not a lot has changed in high school.
The joke's over. Pass the clothes.
Yeah.
Close.
Back in the days when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. But some days I sit and wish I was a kid again. Back in the days when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. But some days I sit and wish I was a kid again. Back in the days
play this
when I
game
was
for
young,
life.
I'm not a kid anymore.
I'm glad he got you guys for friends.
Yeah, I like that. Back it. Hey, yeah. Back it up. Hey, yeah.
So let me start off by saying this is an all-time gem. If you want black quality, little trauma, just great chemistry, and just showing black life at its finest, put on The Wood, man. Put on The Wood. It's a classic. It's a classic. It starts off with it starts off in the current, and then it goes and it's like a flashback. You know what I mean? I always love those where it gives you the end and then tells you what happened in the beginning. Those are always great shows. I mean, always great movies. So the movie starts off. Omar Epps' character, Big Mike, is talking to the audience. He already done broke that third wall. That fourth wall. Right in the beginning of the movie. Breaks the fourth wall and starts telling us, we trying to find his man's Roland, who's about to get married, but he done disappeared. Next thing you know, Slim, played by Richard T. Jones, comes in showing his character off already, like, where the hell is Roland at, right? Some of y'all may remember Richard T. Jones. He was America's most hated black man after his role in Why Did I Get Married? And he still shows a bit of comedic relief in the movie, but he also still is kind of a butthole. So, take it how you want it. But anywho, so yeah, as the movie continues, they flash back and forth between the current, where they trying to find Roland, get him over his cold feet, get him out of his inebriation, and get him back to his soon-to-be wife, Lisa Ray, who actually, her character is also named Lisa, so that's kind of funny. And it flashes between that and the flashback to their middle school and high school shenanigans as teenage boys in Inglewood, California. This is a tale of undeniably healthy black male friendship, okay? And it's a cast of gorgeous black people. It's dripping with melanin gold all throughout the cast, okay? So make sure that if you have not seen this movie, you go watch it. And if you have seen this movie, go watch it again, because it's a piece of us. It's just utter dopeness that y'all need to be a part of, man. But hey, it is rated R. So before you go turn that on, put the kids to bed, man. They don't need to be watching this, okay? They don't need some things that's going on in this movie. It's a little grown. So, viewers' discretion is advised. But for everybody else that's grown and sexy and love black people, please go and watch The Wood. So from schoolyard fights with gang members to dancing with your crush at the spring dance, there were so many great, memorable scenes in this movie, so many quotables, and I'm only going to be able to do a couple, okay? I'm only going to be able to do a few because I want you to go and watch this movie, okay? If you haven't seen it, go watch it, all right? But the scenes that I picked in particular for this episode might not have been my favorite as individual scenes by themselves. But in tandem, it tells a great story of respect, of brotherhood, of all the things. So let's go into a segment that I like to call Better Act Right. All right, so let me give you a little bit of backstory about the first scene. So as we said, Mike moved from Winston-Salem, North Carolina to Inglewood, California. He meets Roland and Slim, and Roland and Slim kind of show him the ropes. They are teenage boys. They kind of take them under their wing and let them know what's going on in the wood, right? So during their free period or recess, lunch, whatever they are, they outside playing. You got the girls over there double dutching. You got boys playing basketball, foursquare. Everything's happening. Hopscotch. Everything's going on. It's like great time on the playground, right? Roland and Slim bet Mike that they won't go grab Alicia's butt. Now, Alicia, played by the lovely Melinda Williams. Melinda Williams, y'all might remember her from Soul Food, the series. Great lady. She was also in Daddy's Little Girl. She's been in so much. Like she's a dope actress. But she plays the young version of Alicia, because I remember it's flashback, flash forward. So they bet him to go grab her butt, right? Mike says cool. Go, does it. She turns around, bing, bing, hit that man with a 2-piece. And she's like, yo, don't put your hands on me. You don't know me, blah, 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 blah. And guess what? I will tell my brother. And this is where we get to meet the famous Stacy. All right? So let's check out this scene that I like to call, keep your hands to yourself.
Funny how any hint of a fight always gets around the whole school.
So good, look, ain't even nobody else here. God, man. Hey, let's go. Hey, man. My little sister tell me you can't keep your
there's Stacy.
hands to yourself. No, man, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. Nigga, you think my sister a hoe or something? No, think she a fucking toy?
No, I think she purdy. Hey, watch his men. Watch his men try to be good friends.
Yeah, what? I guess so. No, man, this is my fight. Okay. What, nigga?
punched a blood gang member in the face in front of everybody, and then proceeds to get beat on like he stole something.
A hand reaching out to me from the heavens. My mistake. It was his fist.
I told you to scare him. Now, Stacy, stop.
Hey, come on, man. Stop.
You gonna hurt him. I said stop it, Stacy.
Ooh, she smacked him. See, she started feeling bad. She started feeling bad, and this is where the love story begins.
Yeah,
After I just had to take a butt whooping from your big brother.
You know, I'm sorry about.
Just trying to fit in, man. Just trying to fit in.
Oh, damn.
Ah.
Man, come on.
Shout out to Big Mike, man. He took that whooping like a G, man. Shout out to him, man. Man, so as you can see, man, Mike had a rough day. But we going stab him. I'm gonna stand for Mike because he took that butt whooping like a G, man. And he even tried to apologize at the end. So it's showing already that his moral fiber, his character is in place. Okay. So why I picked this next scene is because of the polarity between his interaction with Stacy this first time and then in this next scene. So let me give you a little bit of filler. If you haven't seen the movie. So they're going to a school dance. And another iconic scene happens during this time. They go to the school dance. They go to this convenience store because Roland and Slim want to get Tic Tacs so that they breath not kicking when they try and mac on the shorties in the dance, right? So they go to the convenience store, and what do you know? Stacy comes in there and robs the place. Him and his boy come in there and they rob the place. They recognize Big Mike in the crew recognize Stacy, and Stacy recognizes them. He's like, "Oh man, ain't nobody. They just some little niggas to go to school with my sister," and end up saying, "Hey man, let me give y'all to the ride. Let me give y'all a ride to the dance." So they all like skeptical, but you going to hop in the car with a dude that just robbed the convenience store? That's as a middle schooler. So they run into Stacy in the convenience store while he's robbing the place, and he offers them a ride to the dance. They reluctantly decide to go take the ride, pull up on the spot, and then Stacy tells Mike to come back and has a little conversation with him. Now you kind of see how this first interaction where he's literally putting paws on him, and then this new interaction where they kind of connect, and it's kind of like a OG the little homie type of vibe that's going on. All right, so let's check out this next scene.
By my car, go have some fun. Hey, yo, little man, let me talk to you for a minute. I ain't gonna do nothing.
So he already scared.
Yeah, I apologize about beating your ass that day. But I was protecting my sister.
Respect.
She cute and it's always some nigga trying to fuck with her.
Yeah, I know. It's cool.
You like it though, don't you?
What you gonna do, Mike? You gonna be honest?
It's cool, man. I ain't gonna do nothing to you. I told you that, man.
I guess.
You guess.
Guess.
Well, yeah, I do.
What's your name, man?
Mike.
Big Mike.
So now he gets his name, guys. This is where he gets his name.
She cool. She smart too. She happens to love that song by Luther Vandross, If This
World Were Mine.
And if they happen to play that, I want you to get you a dance. I'm serious, man. You gonna have you some fun, man. Big Mike. Stay your motherfucking crybaby ass in the back.
Now, mind you, the reason why your boy's sitting in the back The reason why your boy is sitting in the back is because. So the reason why your boy was sitting in the back is because while they was right before that, while they was all in the car on the way, they got pulled over by the cops. It's another dope scene. But all the Slim, Roland, and Mike, they kind of all, taking in the stride, just kind of trying to stay cool when the cops pull them over. And, of course, it's Inglewood in the 90s, so they pulled him out the car, searched him, had him on the wall, all that stuff. And your boy was crying. And Stacy was like, yo, you just showed the punkness inside you. I'm not going to say the B word. I'm going to say unstable creature. See, that's another black movie. If y'all got that reference, leave it in the comments. But yeah, man. So that's why they put my man in the back. But as I said before, the cool part about the dichotomy, the polarity between the first scene I showed and the second is because growing up as a young black man, it's all about having your respect, man. It's all about having your respect. Stacy, a gang member, he was trying to get his respect and making sure that that Alicia maintained her respect, right? Big Mike was trying to get respect from Roland and Slim by taking the bet on. Apologizing to Alicia shows that he wanted respect from her. So it's all about just, going through the world and trying to find your niche and finding your way of gaining respect from the people that surround you, that's in your element, that's in your surroundings, all right? So I just thought together, those two scenes were probably the most iconic of the scenes of the movie as a tandem because of what they represented. Cool? So now, we're going to get into our next segment. We're going to bring on a special guest. We're going to talk about, the movie, why she love it so much. We're going to talk about some of the, the topics around puppy love that emerged as a result of this movie, some of the conversations that could be had about it. And we're going to see if she really seen this in a segment that I like to call You Ain't Seen This Movie. So, you know what I mean? Just stay tuned. Let's go. So, folks, we got a very, very, very special guest coming on Our Cinema for this episode. We got singer, songwriter, producer, educator, co-founder of J123, and of course, my wife-to-be. Let's give it up for Miss Jasmine Nicole. What's up with you, mama? Oh, by the way, y'all, Jasmine is actually in studio right now, so, that's why. So y'all gonna see us on the screen, 2 different cameras, but we gonna have conversation as if the camera's not there, because I know that's what's gonna make all the things do all the things that they supposed to do. You feel me? Mm-hmm. You feel me? But what's up with you though? How you feeling? Looking all cute and stuff. Cute as you want to look. You better do that thing. So I'm gonna start off with this. As you know how Our Cinema goes, we pick the guest based off the movie, or the movie based off the guest, one or the other. And you were a movie based off the guest. Mm-hmm. You picked The Wood to be your Our Cinema appearance. So why did you pick The Wood?
The Wood is classic to me. Like, I have one other, but this is like top tier black cinema, and it's hilarious. Like, it's funny. Like, it has so many quotables.
It got mad quotables. It does have mad quotables.
Yeah. So
yeah. Okay, so. It's a couple of different elements that I feel like from this movie, from black culture, it gets highlighted. But specifically, let's talk about black puppy love. How about that? Because though we weren't puppies when we were still kind of puppies, we were like almost grown dogs by the time we...
Grown dogs? Yeah. We was kind of grown.
But it did start with a little level like a puppy love-esque situation, but I'm thinking more so just
like
in the lines of
school.
Right.
Like in the movie.
But I'm thinking like off the lines of how puppy love affects your love life in the long haul. Because of course, in this particular movie, they met in middle school, and Mike was bee's knees over this girl for all eternity, and then of course get to the end and they meet at the wedding, and and the love's still there. Okay. Mm-hmm. That's really a great fairy tale romance, right? This is your childhood love, and y'all re-meet, y'all rekindle, and all that good stuff. But we know that in a large amount of cases that ain't happening.
In real life, that don't happen.
And we realize like going into like any type of relationship, romantic relationship. When was your first romantic relationship? Like when would you say was like your first boyfriend that you actually counted? Because we all know that, you know, girls don't be counting all their exes.
That's what y'all said.
They don't count all their exes.
Whatever.
So what would you consider to be, or at what age was your first relationship that you count?
See, I don't really do good with ages. I more so maybe it's a teacher
like year
grades.
Okay, great. Yeah. Okay.
So maybe like around 4th grade.
4th grade.
4th grade.
4th grade. Okay.
Yeah, 4th grade, 5th grade was like my first boyfriend. Like,
Okay,
yeah.
4th, 5th grade. Okay, so in that, but even with 4th, 5th grade, that don't really.
What?
Do you feel like that relationship had effect on who you are in relationships today?
I mean, nah.
That's when I feel like it really matters. Like when it starts, like, cause I mean I've had girlfriends.
Well, that doesn't count. That's way down the line. I'm thinking like if I was to think along the lines of the movie and like in school. Yeah, it'll be back then, but did that shape anything?
Yeah.
Nah.
Cause I'm thinking like my first relationship that I feel like actually shaped something. Cause in the movie he talks about after the dance they dated for like 3 weeks. He's like that's a regular relationship for middle school, but then they got back together like senior year.
Down the line, right?
Right. So so high school was when I say that really, you know, it becomes impactful. Because when I say impactful, I mean like the experiences in that particular, you know, relationship having long lasting effects. Because you're
becoming an adult and you're starting to realize, this
like what you like, what you don't like, what you take. And I think, you know, we was kind of talking about this earlier, like how in a lot of times because of the traumatic experiences that people face in relationships early, like that drastically changes who they are as people in relationships. And it's like it's kind of hard to figure out like what was the moment that things changed for you. So for example, I got a question. So for example, when Mike was when they went to the dance and they was dancing or whatever, and of course at the end my man caught her Woody and poked her, and she like looked at him crazy, but didn't you know what I'm saying? So all after that, it's like, yo, I just, you know what I'm saying, and she ain't even care. Like, so in the movie, it was almost inevitable for
eventually, I mean, because she knew what was up, like
to get there.
She knew what was up. She knew what was up. So it happened again. Obviously, they had chemistry, and then they went to the same school. So in high school, when it count, try it again, run it back. Let's see. And
I mean, what's funny is we have somewhat of a similar story. We were together and then, you know, got into a space and then had to run it back one time. 2 times actually, right? I think 2 times.
Yeah.
2 times. So do you feel like in that same capacity, our priors shaped and formed what our current?
I would say kind of yes. Well, yeah, because I really believe that like you get close. You have to learn yourself, especially in a relationship, or you have to learn. Yeah, you got to learn yourself. You got to learn what you want, what you don't want, all of that stuff. So you got to be in like relationships, and not necessarily romantic relationships, or boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. But you need to be in relation with others in order to figure out what you like, what you don't like, and all of that stuff. So me being in jacked up relationships before, it helped shape where I'm at today, because it helped me know, that's a trait that I don't want. That's what I don't want. And then, or on the contrary, saying you'd be like, I ain't never seen this before. This is nice. I want that. That's what I want. So
message. Message. Cool. So okay. So in the sense of, so you're saying like the effects of your last relationships, you brung in more so as like a study guide, like a cheat sheet of like, okay, based off of these things I've already experienced, what? So I'm trying to figure out how to ask this. Like,
come on, just
without get too deep into it, but like, connection is like organic in my opinion, right? Like real connection is organic. So, and I can attest only because I know, were there things about me in particular that you saw that coincided with what was happening on the cheat sheet, but it still was like, but this is still different despite.
Well, yeah, because the cheat sheet is generic stuff. Like, you don't have a body, like a person with specific quirks and stuff that makes it a little bit different. You don't really have that to go up against it. So yeah, you had like generic things, and that's why you like made it through the checklist.
Yeah.
So yeah, you got that stuff. But then once I learned you and all of that stuff, it's like that's a little bit different, but I still like it though.
I feel that.
Like it.
I feel that. Yeah, because I mean, I always say, like, you had to really throw that list thing out the window, like, when you really start to get into the nitty-gritty, because even the person that you're signing up for on sign-up day isn't the same person that you're going to be as you're going to, you know, continue to grow on. So, all right, so when we talk about this cheat sheet, what are some things on this list, on this cheat sheet list, that will make you... And we back. I had to cut that out.
That's what I said. Just make sure that don't fall out, because it was looking like it was going to come out.
Hold on, folks. Give me 1 second. Let me pause this. Okay, cool. So speaking of this little cheat sheet, this little study guide of dudes that you put together, what's some things on that cheat sheet that you, through your puppy love relationships, you realized you had to have, and then give me a couple that you absolutely was not going to have?
What I had to have, but see, it changed. So what my list was, okay, well, whatever. I'll tell you what was on my list. Originally, what was on the list, he had to be a singer.
Okay.
Then I changed that.
Well, I mean, I can sing, y'all. So y'all heard me on. Hey, go check that everything. Well, we'll do the plugs at the end, but I can sing. So I made that cut on the list. I made that cut on the list. All right, cool.
So he had to be able to sing. He had to be. Well, I didn't know like heights for real. What I used to say was I just wanted to come to my husband's chest. So you end up.
I'm tall.
Yeah.
I'm tall enough.
So tall, love Jesus.
That pretty simple in the early ages.
Yeah.
Cause all her dudes was short,
Look good. Yeah.
trash voices, and did not know the Lord. Okay.
Shut up.
Okay. So that's why they they heard about that man before. They heard about him. They didn't really know who he was though. They ain't know who he was though. Cool. So okay. So of all the guys of the three amigos of the movies, who do you think you would have most likely dated?
I felt like they were different from when they was young to when they was old, but I probably would have went with I get their names mixed up too. But who was the player? Who schooled on the Tic Tacs?
That was Roland.
No, not the tall one.
No, Roland was not the tall one. Roland was the short one.
Yeah,
Roland. Okay, so you did like Roland. You did like Roland in grade school, or you did like Roland? Okay, so then who you like as an adult? Probably Mike, of course.
Yeah,
of course. I think everybody. Well, no, because some girls might pick Tay Diggs as an adult. He's about to marry Lisa Ray. That's fire.
Yeah. Tay, he would have been like my homie, like we could
no dancing. That was
we would have been cool, but
cool. All right, that's real life. All right, I feel so. Okay, so being that you about to be my future wife, who do you think I most identify with, and or do I have traits of all? And then what traits?
There's a lot of questions. Okay, say it again.
Okay, first of all, do you think I identify with one of those more than the others?
All right, let's go through. Mike, North Carolina.
Shout out my
you got more swag than that. All right, so not Mike.
I don't got no Mike. I got Mike. My morality.
Oh,
my
yeah. Well,
She like, no.
No, I agree with you on that, but
Okay.
I'm saying like in totality, like he was like a little bit of
The-
like a loser
in school.
Or-
But
yeah.
also, let's keep in mind, folks. We met as adults, so she doesn't know who I was in middle school, high school. So all my friends, all my folks out there from Walker Mill Middle
See,
School,
y'all probably
from
say
Oxon Hill High
he's
School,
somebody else.
I want to hear what y'all gotta say. Who do you think I most identify with from the people in the movie, like from the Three Amigos when they was in school?
Yeah, so
Right.
I don't know about who in school.
Yeah.
But grown up.
The grown ones. Okay, grown version.
Yeah, you got your stuff together. So I would say, not Tay Diggs. Omar.
Omar.
Yeah.
Big Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Big Mike. I feel like I think I have a little bit of each of them. Just identify as a black man because with Mike, he's like the voice of reason. He's like the
Yeah.
one who brings like the logic to the situation. So I definitely am that. You could ask. Shout out my man.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out my man Dan with cheese. Shout out my man KY.
Hey, y'all.
They all gonna be on the show eventually. I'll meet all the folks, but they would say like I bring like I'm always the voice of reason situation. I'm like asking the questions to see if necessary moves make sense or whatever. So from that aspect, yeah. From Roland, as far as Roland concerned, like he was like the player. So I won't call myself a player by any means. I ain't got that type of, you know what I'm saying.
But you have your own version.
Yeah, I got my own
like,
version of it. You know what I'm saying?
You got it in you.
But I feel like anybody worth they balls, like they as a man, you figured out what works for you, and you work at your work at what you got. You know what I'm saying? I don't see no problem with that. And then from Slim, just my jokester, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Always cracking jokes, especially like on women, specifically on you. Like we crack jokes all the time. So I think I got a little sprinkle of each of them in my repertoire. You know what I'm saying? That's cool, man. So, okay, well, we already did the Act Right scene, the Act Right segment, right before you came on. But what was your favorite scene in the movie?
Favorite scene? It's a lot. I have.
Give me top 3.
All right, when they get arrested, but not when they get pulled over. When they get pulled over.
Okay.
With y'all Muslim, like yeah, that scene, and then
sit your crybaby ass in the back.
Definitely that scene. When definitely when he did he pinch her butt or did he like grab?
It was kind of like a little cup almost. He kind of cupped it, but like yeah.
So when he cupped her butt and got smacked.
And I will tell my brother.
I will tell my brother. And then the last scene, let's go with. It's when making last forever. It's when they come back drunk. When he was
they
drunk.
Found him drunk. Yeah.
And came to her house. For the cup of coffee that he ended up walking up.
Yes. Cool biz. Yeah. So in the Act Right scene, actually the scene the pullover scene is actually between the two scenes that I picked. For my favorite scenes.
Classic.
But yeah, the whole movie is classic. Like you said, so many quotables, so much dope blackness in the movie. Yeah. It was cool. All right, man. So really, you know why I really brung you on here today, because you said you love this movie, and you said that you seen this movie, and I feel like you ain't seen this movie.
Let's see it, shall we?
We are going to play You Ain't Seen This Movie. And for those of y'all who do not know how this game goes, we got 4 questions, 25 seconds, and it's going to go a little bit like Fast Money. You know what I'm saying? On Family Feud. I'm going to ask the questions. You got 25 seconds to answer. You got to get at least 3 correct answers. Otherwise, you ain't seen this movie. You ready, Jasmine?
Easy,
are you ready, Jasmine Nicole?
Lego.
She say she ready, y'all. She say she ready. But I don't know. All right, man. So let's get 25 seconds on the clock. You ready?
Kinda.
On your mark. Get set. See, I'm building the anticipation.
You are.
She
Like,
get
come
nervous.
on
She get nervous.
now.
She get nervous. All right. Wait, Mark. Get set. Go. What part of North Carolina was Mike from?
Winston-Salem.
What type of shoes did Slim have on at the wedding?
Man, did Slim have? Okay, pass. Can I do that?
You can pass.
Okay.
Where was Roland hiding when his friends found him?
Where was he? Under the bed?
What?
When his friends? Oh, you don't give enough in this.
Where was he at?
Where? Under the bed? In her house?
Whose house? I'm gonna pause the time.
Oh, okay. In
What was
Stacy.
her name?
No, that's her brother. Come on, y'all. What's the girl name? Dang.
What was the food they spun to choose who gets
Pizza.
what girl? All right.
Dang, I suck. I can't do it again.
Cool. So,
I saw the movie.
number one, what part of NC was Mike from? You said Winston-Salem. Survey says Winston-Salem is correct. Good job.
Ding, ding.
Number two, what type of shoe did Slim have on at the wedding? And you passed.
And I still
But
don't
the
know.
answer is there was Ferragamo's $300.
Yeah.
Well, how much did you pay for them? It doesn't matter how much I paid for them. They worth $300. You got that?
I should have known that one. Okay.
Number three, where was Roland hiding when his friends found him? You said at her house. Her was Tanya's house. Tanya was his ex-girlfriend. Tanya, played by Miss Tamala Jones. Shout out to her. And then the final question, what food did they spin to choose who gets what girl? You said pizza. Of course, pizza is correct. And so that means that you got 2 out of 4 questions correct. Now, this is just because I love you and just because you my baby and all that. I'm gonna give you number 3 because you even talked about the scene beforehand and you talked about when he was saying "Make it last forever" and the coffee.
What
So
was
you,
her name?
her name was Tanya.
Yeah. Okay.
But because you talked about the scene with such ferocious detail, I could have so easily asked the question about the scene, and I'm pretty sure that you would have got it right. So just because you didn't get the name, you did say Her's house, so you know where he was, you know what the situation was and all that. So I'm gonna use my my host discretion. I'm gonna look at the judges, and the judges gonna say, "Cool." Judges said that she gonna get some of that. She gonna get that answer. So technically, I will declare that you seen this movie. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna say that you seen this movie. Not to mention the fact that she just watched it like 2 days ago. So it's all good. But before we get up out of here, before we get gone, before you say goodbye to my lovely audience, go ahead, give all your plugs, all your shout outs, where they can find you, what you got going on. Just tell them all the things.
First off, thank you for having me on your show. Congratulations to you. This is a wonderful platform. Anyways, my name is Jasmine Nicole. You can find me mostly on Instagram, jnicole_sings. But I am a singer, songwriter, business owner. So if you have any vocal needs, whether it be like services and training your actual vocals and helping you to get better, like with coaching and stuff, I'm your girl. But then also on the other end, if you want to be a superstar and blow up and sing in the studio and stuff, I'm your girl too, because I also produce and engineer. So let me know. I'd love to work with you. But Jasmine Nicole, that's who I am. That's where you can find me though, on Instagram mostly.
You got a couple tracks out too.
And I do. Thank you for reminding me, babe. What's my Moving is on everywhere. Jasmine Nicole. That's an original song that I wrote and produced and sung and recorded myself. So Moving, you can find that out, and then there's more music coming really soon. So yeah.
Well, Miss Jasmine Nicole, we thank you so much for coming through.
Thanks.
And joining us on this episode of Our Cinema.
Thanks.
You know what I'm saying? And for those of y'all who might not have realized, she talk about all her vocal skills and all her all her various things that she do in the music space. If y'all didn't recognize the voice, that is her singing this awesome theme song that I have. And she ain't even know. Like, I'm gonna put her on the spot right quick. Cause you know, some singers, like, they real good in the studio and all that, but they ain't really got no pipes for real. That's all plugins and all that good stuff. So I'm gonna let y'all know she got pipes for real. So can we get a little acapella rendition real quick of Our Cinema? You think you can do that for us?
Of course I can do that.
She got it.
I'm not, although I wrote it, not that good with lyrics, I tell you that. So I hope I don't mess up the words. Throughout time, see what I'm saying? Throughout time, we made our way through history, creative minds, showing you how it's supposed to be. That's classic. Ooh yeah, talk about it. You know it's all about spreading love through our story. Only on Our Cinema. Sing your pop back.
Hey.
Our Cinema. Give me the background score.
Hey,
Our Cinema.
Our Cinema.
Our Cinema.
Oh yeah,
Cinema.
Our Cinema.
Our Cinema. Our Cinema. You know it's just for us.
For the culture, baby. Yeah. Give it up one more time for Miss Jasmine Nicole.
Thanks, guys, for having me.
Thank you for joining us, man. We'll be right back with a little bit more of Our Cinema. The Wood.
Bye.
All right, folks. So we have come to our final segment. And I like to call this segment For the Culture. Why? Because we're going to rate the film The Wood on the For the Culture meter to see how for the culture this movie was. So in terms of the For the Culture meter, I'm going to give this movie a 95, and I'm going to tell you why. First, once again, it's a movie that real life is being depicted through art. Okay? This was a real depiction of Inglewood in the 90s. You had gang members, then you had a bunch of regular kids that were basically trying to survive, trying to just live a regular life while things are going on. But, you know, when a lot of times when these areas of gang violence and these areas of the drug epidemics were taking over the narrative, they were forgetting that it was losing the narrative for a lot of just regular kids that was going through regular kid stuff, regular teenagers going to school, having crushes, you know, hanging out with friends, all that good stuff. So it was a real life, and I think a very accurate depiction of what life looked like in Inglewood, California in the 90s. Secondly, as I said before, this was a great depiction of black male friendship. These were friends that they kept from middle school, and I don't believe by any means, form, or fashion. Now, of course, nobody's perfect, but I don't believe by any means that this relationship, this group that they had was in any way toxic. Yes, they challenged each other's manhood. Yes, they shot jabs, and yes, they was talking trash to one another. But that's a part of being boys. That's a part of growing up. If your boys ain't constantly keeping you on your P's and Q's, constantly getting you in and out of trouble, you know what I'm saying? Then are they really your friends? Are y'all really going through and experiencing life together? I don't believe so. So I believe that this movie was a very accurate depiction of what we need to see a lot more, that camaraderie and that brotherhood amongst black men. So that definitely is for the culture. And of course, the puppy love story. I mean, he fell in love with Alicia in the 8th grade and was loving her all through high school. They ended up going to prom together. He ended up, he followed her to the East Coast to go to college. You know what I'm saying? Then they met back up in the end and was still in love, still feeling each other, and ended up connected. And I'm sure that if we did like a little, what happens after the last scene, they would be together and they'd be the next ones getting married. You feel me? So I think that puppy love story, that depiction, especially during that time, that iconic era of black cinema where you're showing this black love and this rom-com, I think it's I don't even know the word for it. Like it's intangible what that brings to the lives of black people and what it does for the culture, man. So that's the last thing. And then of course it's a happy ending. It's a happy ending. They remain friends. Roland ends up making it to the wedding and getting married. Everybody's happy. Big Mike makes this wonderful toast to the wood at the end, man. It's just so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Everybody comes together. It's black love, man. You can't beat it. But the one reason why I didn't give this movie a 100% on the culture meter is because every household that you've seen, it was absent of a black father. And why that is only a small 5% off is because, as I said, real life is reflected in the art. During the 90s, of course, a lot of black men were being incarcerated during the war on drugs. So that was probably a real life depiction that there were not a lot of black men in the household. But if you think about it, Mike didn't have a black man in his household. Roland said he's got to ask his mom if y'all can spend the night after the dance. So that means he didn't have a black man in his household. And then Alicia, she got a boy in the house. Mom's at work, and Stacy running the street. So that kind of shows that there wasn't a black man in that household either. So although this was probably a bit more truthful than we would like to imagine, it was real, but that depiction didn't put our black homes in a good light, and therefore I'm gonna have to subtract just a little bit from it. But overall, I think this was a great movie, and I think even once your kids become mature enough for some of the content matter, the actual story and the actual depiction of black life is great for everybody, okay? So that's why I'm going to rate this a 95% on my For the Culture meter. Cool? Cool. Well, yet another Sunday, yet another show over. Until next time, man, make sure you subscribe to Artful Conductor TV on YouTube. Make sure you hit that notification button so you know when we dropping some new episodes, because as I said, we coming every week. All right? Till next time, till the next episode of OurCinema, I'm your host, Jarrell the Griot. Blessings and favor. You ain't seen this movie. OurCinema. It's for the culture, baby.